everybody. This is DJ the Money Coach in Paradise. That's right. We're live in Zanzibar, baby. But we want to give you the P.O.M lifestyle. You know, plenty of money, peace of mind. Come join us on the beaches of the World Club.
I am in Zanzibar, Tanzania. I have spent the last week here enjoying just soaking up the natural earth, learning about what this continent has to offer, and eating the best fruit, vegetables, seafood that I've ever tasted in my life. You don't have to spend a lifetime here, but spend some time.
And join us, but you gotta hit that link, baby.
All right, everybody. Good evening. Hello out there, and welcome to another Family Finance Friday with DJ the Money Coach. Thank you for being here. And before we get started, of course, you're going to love what you hear on the show. If you've been watching us for some time, you've been loving what you hear and see on this show. So go ahead and like it, like the video, share this video, share this channel. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to DJ the Money Coach right here on YouTube, and tell whoever you share this video and share this channel with, tell them to subscribe as well. So we can spread this gospel of the P.O.M lifestyle, which is plenty of money, peace of mind. And you come join us on the beaches of the World Club. And tonight's beach is paying homage and saluting our great veterans on this Veterans Day. So let's go ahead and get started, man. DJ, how you doing on this Friday, on this Veterans Day Friday?
Man, I'm doing great, man. Doing great, Nick. And absolutely, first things first, man. Let's give a shout out to all the military departments, branches, former, retired, active, reserves, all of those guys and gals. We salute you. We take our hats off to you guys, because freedom would not be free if it wasn't for our military branches across the world. So whenever you think about your, constitutional rights, and your first, Bill of Rights is, First Amendment is the freedom of speech and freedom to assembly. That is all supported and upheld by our military branches across the world. So if you don't know that, then you need to go back and read the Constitution, the preamble, and the Bill of Rights, because that's the first thing that the military affords you, the ability to speak, your freedom of speech. Not freedom of thought, but freedom of speech. So we're finding right now that a lot of freedoms of speech are being canceled. We're trying to be canceled right now. And the reality is that this is the only country on the planet that you have the freedom of speech, and that is upheld by our military branches, that is, from the Army, the Marines, the Air Force, the Navy, the Reserve, the Delta Force, all those great military branches. If I happen to miss one, I apologize, but my dad, former Marine, shout out Semper Fidelis. That's what it's all about. So today, we want to make sure that our veterans are in position to have dignity of retirement, because unfortunately, Nick, a lot of the veterans are homeless. and
Yep.
we don't really speak about that. You know?
Yep. I met quite a few myself. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's crazy. We're sending, billions of dollars over to the Ukraine, and we can't even provide veterans with the assistance and support for serving our country. That should be the first thing that this administration should be addressing, man. It is appalling the amount of veterans that are unemployed, living under bridges and stuff like that, no medical care, appropriate health care in this country, which is the freest country on the planet. So I would be remiss if I did not speak to that first and foremost. And we have to make sure that the VA, the Veteran Administration, steps up and oppose their part of the deal, and the American government oppose their part of the deal to support all of our veterans. That is very important. If there's veterans out there that are not being serviced properly, man, reach out to your VA, reach out to your local representative, reach out to your Veterans Foreign Affairs, of war, and get help. And don't let your pride prevent you from getting the help that you deserve to have from actually providing the freedoms that we have in order to put these shows on and speak our freedoms of speech. That's most important. So that's the first thing we want to talk about on today, literally Veterans Day. And it's the second thing is talking about, accessing the VA loan, especially for mortgages right now. And if you don't know, those out there who are VA members and members of the military branches, you can actually take the VA loan and you can actually, utilize them to actually buy yourself real estate investment property as owner occupied. So if you guys and gals don't know about that, you should touch bases with us, because we actually have an amazing partner in our 7 Spheres of Money program called Nowhere Invest. We're actually run and founded by 2 former military Army Corps engineers and graduates of West Point that actually have, in their young age, under 30, have actually accumulated 30 doors in the real estate business, starting out with the small vehicle called the VA loan. So since we're all about, family finance and education, that's the first thing that we want to extend to you guys as a support system. So if you have not utilized your VA loan now and you're trying to figure out how to turn it into, assets that can produce passive income from you, reach out and give us a contact. And you can reach us 2 ways. You can email us, nick@djthemoneycoach.com, or you can do it the old-fashioned way. You can reach out and call us at our toll-free number, 866-395-3042, 866-395-3042. Because right now, in a recession and coming off the midterm elections, which just happened on Tuesday, I think a lot of people were disappointed that some of the chain of guards did not change and we still stayed with the status quo. And we actually are serving a secular institution that's without God. And right now, you need to know that in a recession and hyperinflation, one thing is always going to be constant and a positive, which is rents are always going to go up in a market like this. So if you as a veteran have access to a VA loan and you can acquire yourself some property right now and get the right type of tenant in it, be it Section 8 or a V8 tenant, that's a great vehicle. And if you don't know how to utilize those tools and actually get them onboarded, then reach out and give us contact. We'll be more than happy to help all the veterans across the country, from the West Coast to the East Coast to the Midwest to the Southwest. We can be of assistance to you, no question about it. And we have, like I said, 30 doors, which a door represents a property. So 30 doors means 30 properties, which we can help assist all the VA members. Also, too, you have vehicles where you can get VA assisted homes, which is another great vehicle, assisted living. So those who are veterans out there who actually on the investment side, Nick, you can actually support VA assisted homes and actually get, payments secured through the VA to actually help veterans get to their medical appointments, get to their business and training. And they actually stayed in assisted houses where you can make a good amount of passive income. I mean, you can literally with a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, you can actually rent out, or what they call it today, hack a room, and you can actually get the veterans assistance that actually subsidizes through the administrators that actually provide transportation to the veterans appointments, and then they will get a check on a monthly basis to actually provide those services to the landlord. And you, as a veteran, you should look for ways to get into veteran assisted housing from a passive income standpoint. So that's another great program that you want to look at as well. And then some of those who are out there who have been disabled as veterans, you should fill out all your paperwork. And even if you don't believe you're going to get 100% of the actual disability, you should actually fill it out, because you can continue to petition to get yourself up to 100%. And there's no better time, Nick, than the present to actually do that as well. And if you need assistance in that area again as well, we can help facilitate that for you veterans and help you out. And again, that would just be simple, nick@djthemoneycoach.com, or call our 1-800 number, 866-395-3042, 866-395-3042. So there's a lot of great things going on as veterans that you want to take advantage of. And you want to make sure you're getting all your discounts, all your benefits, talking to your administrators, and getting help right now. And as we head into the winter, this is more important to go out and help out a veteran. And, for our civilians, donate our time as well as our resources and financial, but sometimes just donating time and actually going down to the VFW, Veteran of Foreign Wars. You can go down there and just spend time with people, just like you would go to an assisted living facility and talk to a veteran. Let them tell you their story, about Vietnam, about World War II, about the Korean War, because those people are still around, Nick, and those people need, companionship. And sometimes we forget that. Even the ones that are on assistance may have the financial resources, but may be alone, and they just need somebody to talk to, man. Those are some of the things that have gone by the wayside in our community lately, with all the other unrest that's been happening in America. But at this point in time, we need to take a pause and cherish these veterans that have provided us with the ultimate freedom. And what we need to understand, ladies and gentlemen, freedom ain't free. You have to understand that. And there's been a lot of, innocent blood spilled for freedom. And there's been a lot of, blood spilled to save other countries that really have nothing to do with our personal freedom. But we're going out here and we're fighting for other causes. So now, today, I want to challenge all the Americans to stand up and fight for the veterans who are in a unfortunate situation right now, and show them some love. And it shouldn't only be just on Veterans Day. It should be 24/7, 365 every year, Nick, that we actually give back to our veterans who actually have been the people who have protected the utmost gift that we can ever have as American citizens that you're born into, which is your freedom. That's the reality of it, and we are not doing enough of that today, and we need to do more of it. We should make ourselves accountable and not just let it be a campaign where people are wearing, military hats and, they're saluting the flag at sporting events. That's all showmanship. What are you doing actually behind the scenes when nobody's watching? What programs are you supporting? Matter of fact, Nick, I want to give a shout out, and I want everybody to go to this website, which today, Dr. James Williams, who is a member of our program and a great friend of ours, he's actually putting on right now, as we speak on Veterans Day, a documentary that's called Rising Above the Fray documentary. Nick, can you go to One Man Show, SHOW.com, and can you pull that up? Let's give a shout out to Dr. James Williams, who actually is releasing his documentary today. And it's actually has done a documentary that depicts the lives of many veterans across the world that have participated to our freedoms. And tonight they're having their black tie affair right there. Dr. James Williams was a chief warrant officer, retired United States Army after 31-year military career. He retired September 30th, 2019. And he has put an amazing documentary together to actually show the amazing stories of, I think it's 5 veterans across the country to tell their story. And it's called Rising Above the Fray. It's a documentary, and I can encourage you with 100% endorsement that this is a great documentary for you guys to go to the website. You have the number 1, MANSHO.com, and you should go out and support this amazing cause by Dr. James Williams and get the documentary. Because literally right now, as we speak, they are doing a black tie affair in their state of DC, in the Capitol, and they're putting on an amazing event to celebrate all these amazing veterans of wars across the world on behalf of this amazing documentary. So again, it's called Rising Above the Fray. It's a military documentary with the blood, sweat, and tears of Dr. James Williams, Chief Warrant Officer of the United States Army. Were you able to find the website?
Give me the spelling again, because
the number 1.
Oh, the number 1. Okay.
Yeah, the number 1, the numero 1, MANSHO.com. One man show.
Okay. Let's see. Try putting www in front of it to see if that does it.
Yep. And they also have a GoFundMe account that you can make a donation to. So give a donation, no matter, be it $5, be it $500, to help support these veterans in this amazing documentary that Dr. James Williams took several years to put together. He invested his own money, his own time. He went across the states doing these interviews, and even over to Hawaii as well, to capture the stories of some of these amazing men.
Yeah, seems to be down right now.
Oh, is it? Okay, because
Yeah,
it was
not.
up before I got on the show.
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, it's the number 1.
Mm-hmm.
SHO, not SHOW.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's where I messed up.
Yeah. SHO, like show.
Okay.
The vernacular in the urban community.
Oh God. Okay. That's what it was.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. There it is. All right.
Yeah. Let's pull that up on the screen, and let's give a shout out, and let's show some homage to Dr. James Williams. And like I say, it's amazing program, the documentary, and it actually is going to be touring across the country to actually tell the story of these 5 amazing military people. So let's all, do our part. And I know there's many people that have uncles, aunts, fathers, grandfathers who have served in some form of military branch in our community. So today, you ought to be celebrating them. You ought to be going out talking to them. You ought to go help and make a donation, put some time in, go have a conversation with them. And I mean, do it for today, do it for this weekend, but make it a purpose to at least do it once a month. Give 1 hour of your time a month to one of these programs and make yourself available to assist them, because without them, without people like Dr. James Williams, we would not be able to, enjoy the actual freedoms that we have today that we take for granted in this country called America. I think they have, is there audio, a little video spot they have on there?
Yeah, let's see.
I think they have, let's check it out. Can you blow it up?
such a sad affair. Sad, sad affair. And I can hardly wait. No, I can't. To be with you again. And what's so sad to say to make you come again? Yep. So that's the voice page, and then I'll go over to the film page.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we got over here. There's an old African proverb that says, until the lions have their own historians, the history of the hunt will always glorify the hunter. Hi, I'm Dr. James J. Williams, Chief Warrant Officer 5, retired, United States Army. I'm also the founder and CEO of One Man Show Productions. As executive producer, I am proud to announce my debut film, Rising Above the Fray. This film will debut stories of African American men and women who served in the United States Army Warrant Officer Corps. Not only did they serve admirably, but they also achieved the highest rank in the Warrant Officer Corps, and that rank is Chief Warrant Officer 5. Each story is comprised of motivational success strategies and perseverance that contributed to their career progression to this pinnacle rank. Most importantly, these stories are told through their lens. Their lived experiences will evoke a myriad of emotions of the sacrifices made to our country. These group of men and women will also share some of the challenges and barriers faced while serving their nation. You will come away with an understanding about the process of joining this special group of officers, as well as being provided a blueprint of what it truly takes to reach senior level. In the final analysis, I hope you'll come away inspired and confident that you too can achieve your goals using some of these strategies. As the film is currently in production, support to our GoFundMe site would be greatly appreciated. The donation you give will bring this project to life for the airing of this film set for fall of 2022. I leave you with one final quote, which says, if you don't like someone else's story, write your own. These stories are told through our lens. These stories are American stories. Please share this information with your tribe, your community. Please support this historic project by donating now. Thank you for your support. All right.
Yeah. So Nick, can we put the contact information up in the box for the GoFund account? If you can put that across there for us, please.
Yep.
And then we also wanted to wish Dr. James Williams a full recovery, because he's on the wait list for a kidney transplant. So I think he might have been identified for a actual transplant. So we want to make sure we send out our prayers to his family and hope that it is what they say, is it compatible? That the actual kidney itself, I think they said, I'm not for certain, but I think he did have a conversation with me about that they may have found a donor that would be compatible to his makeup and everything. So if you guys could do us a favor in the DJ the Money Coach system with our organization, please support this amazing documentary by Dr. James Williams. And you can email him at info@onemanshow.com. You can call him at 301-806-8614. And if anything, you guys can just shoot him an email to say, hey, we support you. Even if you can't make a financial contribution, a shout out to say we support you, and we really are, behind you 110% for your contributions to America, 31 years of servitude, and also put his family in your prayers that they will have a, compatible, donor that can provide him with another, a kidney to actually, take him off of the dialysis that he's on. And he's a great man. He's got a great wife, got a great son. And matter of fact, shout out to his wife, whose birthday was yesterday as well. So today, celebrating Veterans Day is having a chance to commemorate, honor, show our respect for those who provide us with the freedom that we take for granted in this country called the United States of America. So why don't we go to a break, Nick? We're going to keep this show short and sync tonight because it is what it is. If you don't realize the value of, the military branches that provide you with your freedom, maybe you might want to go and become an expatriate. Maybe that might be your cup of tea. But for me personally, I'm born and raised in this United States of America. Is still the best the best country on the planet for the freedoms that we have been afforded, and I don't take it lightly. So we'll be right back after these words from our sponsors. And you're watching DJ the Money Coach, Family Finance Friday. And today we salute Happy Veterans Day.
Investment course. It's amazing. With that help, I made my own stock portfolio. I love it. Now it's making me money. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. What are you waiting for? Just do it.
All right, back.
All right, we're back. What a perfect segue, and actually be able to talk about, what the most important thing is actually helping our children and get them on the pathway, Nick, to generational financial literacy, which will get them on the pathway to generational wealth. Instead of being middle class and income, we should strive to have middle class wealth and thrive in that segment of education and knowledge. So with that said, let's talk a little bit about the program that we launched just 3 weeks ago. It's called the Junior and the Youth All-Star Program. So Nick, can you pull up that link and we can share with our people who are listening? This is an amazing program. This is a program that shows and teaches children in one group called the Juniors, ages 7 to 11. And in the second group called the Young All-Stars, which is for teenagers that are going into young adulthood. So just like it says, you get to choose between 2 of our top children's programs, the Junior All-Stars, every second and fourth Saturday of every month. We're going to take 1 hour every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central Time, and we're going to teach your beloved children how to, one, do what we first call the 4 envelopes. And the first 4 envelopes is actually teaching your children with every dollar that they earn or are been given, be it gifts, allowance, or anything like that, Nick, we're going to show them in ages 7 to 11 how to take 50% of that dollar and put in investments. And we're going to teach them how to actually read, annual reports. And annual reports are the reports that come out on the shareholders company that you have stock in. And we're going to teach them how to read an annual report. And then, Nick, we're going to show them how to actually pick, dividends themselves, dividend stocks that at the young age of 7, if they just earn or are given or gifted, $600 a year, and they do that for 50 years, they'll have over $250,000 in dividend stock. And that's powerful, Nick. So the second envelope is a savings envelope. So you'll take 30% of that first dollar that you earn and you put that in the savings account. What that'll be for, Nick, is actually for college. That'll be for the first home, first car, first business that they can invest in, Nick. And these are some of the things that we should be teaching in school on a daily basis, but we don't. Then that third envelope, which these are physical envelopes, ladies and gentlemen, that we actually put the money in, not get a debit card or anything like that, because it really doesn't show them the value of how quickly money comes and how quickly money goes. But you can actually show that child when they physically put the money in an envelope that they can touch it. And the reason why that's important, Nick, is that when you start to spend the money, you'll be more reluctant to spend on foolish purchases. Okay? And when you invest it, you'll actually see the growth grow in your envelope personally. So the third envelope, Nick, would be the charity envelope. That's where you're going to give 10% of every dollar that you earn, Nick, and you're going to give it to a charitable cause, just like the Veterans Foreign Affairs, of foreign wars. Or you can give it to the Salvation Army, the United Way. You can give it to the United Negro College Fund, the HBCUs, which you're a graduate of, to start giving charity. Or you can just go up, Nick, and collect at the end of the month, or like we do every 90 days, and you can actually take your cash envelope and you can go underneath those, underpasses where these veterans and these homeless people are and give them some food, give them some clothing. It's going to be wintertime soon. And then the last envelope, Nick, you keep 10% and you do whatever you want to do with it. And what you're going to find out, Nick, is what I found out with my 4 children when we instituted this over, about 10 years ago with my oldest son, who's now 18. They become a lot more fiscally responsible with their money. Thus, they become a lot more fiscally responsible with your money. Mm-hmm. And then what we're going to do from there, Nick, we're actually going to play 1 hour a week. We're going to play a game called Cash Flow. And what Cash Flow is going to teach your children, ladies and gentlemen, is going to teach them about balance statements and income statements. So an income statement in a basic definition is earned income that comes in minus reoccurring expenses will tell you what your monthly cash flow is. And what we're going to strive to do, Nick, is show them the asset classes that will generate the passive income for them. The balance sheet, Nick, takes your assets, physical assets, checking account, savings account, money market accounts, Roth IRAs, annuities, stocks, dividends, real estate, residential homes, mobile homes, multi-unit duplexes, resorts, and minus your liability. So if your child knows that you live in a house, they may not know that that house is not paid for under a mortgage. So on the balance sheet, it will show AB house on the asset side, $100,000, mortgage left to be paid on it, $80,000. And then we will show them at a 3rd grade level, Nick, how this works so they can conceptualize and understand how their parents are supporting and taking care of them by providing them with food and shelter, clothing, and education. So now you've done that, and they play in the cash flow game. In the cash flow game, we have 2 versions. We have what's called cash flow for kids, okay? And then we have young cash flow, where they actually learn how to actually purchase property, dividends, businesses, and they get the conceptual reality in the real world, a little bit different than Monopoly. We also will have them playing Monopoly as well every week also. So 1 week they'll play cash flow, Nick. 1 week they'll play Monopoly. 1 week they'll actually be picking literal dividends, because they'll learn how dividends work. And actually that kid in that video is actually my 15-year-old son. And now today he actually teaches the class with Tajir Green, who's the president of our Junior and Youth Financial Academy. So they will break down budgeting with them, Nick, at a 3rd grade level, personal finances with them, entrepreneurship, and show them each quadrant and how these things work. And then, Nick, we'll give them a task just like junior achievement, and we'll show them how to create a project, create a product or service, and actually go out and market it in the marketplace. And this will be for 6 weeks, which is phenomenal. And if we start doing more of this, Nick, we would have a better world because everybody will be financial literate and not be consumers. So guess what's coming up on the horizon? Black Friday, right? So a lot of people are going to be spending a huge amount of money. I think it's something like 84% of retail stores make all their profits on that one weekend, Nick. So wouldn't it be a great gift to give your child, your grandchild, your niece, your nephew, your son, your daughter, a gift of financial literacy that can teach them, number one, personal budget. Number two, teach them how to actually, acquire assets, teach them how to become entrepreneurs, and teach them how to become stewards of their money through the 4-envelope program. So as you can see that, they will play cash flow, they will play Monopoly 101, they will learn how to read an annual report for stocks, mutual funds, things of that nature, Nick, and then they'll have experts that can relate to them at their level. My son, 15, who's been a graduate of the program, has a great stock portfolio. He also has an entrepreneurship, little business, which we helped him create. And then they'll get the support system of professionals like Tajir, who's a financial analyst on Wall Street at the young age of 24. And then I will chime in maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks and give them my spin on financial education from an entrepreneur standpoint. And then we'll also teach them, Nick, the 4 dirty little words, discipline, accountability, plug into the 7 spheres of money system, and go to work for 2 to 5 years. And as a young all-star, ages 12 to 18, we can teach them how to start developing businesses, develop the mental capacity, mindset, but then show them the work ethic that it takes to be successful in a business online. Teach them digital real estate. Teach them how to create thumbnails. Teach them how to do VA stuff. Teach them how to actually do tutoring for kids. This is an amazing program. And when I think about it, think about those veterans out there who have young children that are playing sports, basketball, football, baseball, tennis, swimming, who know how to do these physical activities, but they're not working the mental, muscle, which is the most important, that's 6 inches between your ears. And we can help them out through this amazing program, Nick. That's what we're excited about. And so for the Youth All-Stars, it's the 1st and 3rd Saturday of every month. And for the juniors, it's the 2nd and 4th Saturday every month. And this is a preliminary inaugural program that's going for the first 6 weeks. And it's pretty much investment of only less than $100 for your child to participate for 6 weeks of live hands-on training that easily you would spend $300, $400, $500, $600, $700, $800 for. So right now we got an introductory investment price for only $49. Where can you spend that for one child per month and get 6 sessions to learn all these amazing things? The 4 envelopes, learn how to acquire real estate, learn how to do budgeting, and they're playing these games which are very fun, very fast, interactive, and in the process, they're getting taught what most adults don't even know when it comes to budgeting and financial literacy. And we can get out ahead of the curve right now, Nick, and provide this type of education that, other than a technical skill set, Nick, if you're going to school nowadays, and going to high school and college, and you're not going to get engineering degree, law degree, financial, technical, coding, degree, this is the one you need to get. A financial education with some vehicles and foundation that can create success for your child, no matter what lane or what career or what endeavor they want to pursue. You're still going to have to know about money at the end of the day. And it's very fun at the same time. I mean, our kids have fun playing cash flow. They have fun playing Monopoly. And then when they read an annual report and they saved up their 4 envelopes, when investing at 50%, 30% of savings, give it a charity, and then they go and physically get a money, man, you ought to see how happy they are. And see how, teach them how to be unselfish, to be serving the community versus taking from the community. John F. Kennedy had a famous quote. He said, "Don't ask what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country." And what better day to get that, into our mindset and start contributing on Veterans Day and Veterans Day weekend.
Mhm.
I think that's powerful, man.
It is. Absolutely.
So we are excited about that. Let's go to another break, and then we'll come back and we'll wrap up in celebration of Veterans Day. And again, Veterans Day, just like any major event that's pertaining to your freedom, if you don't believe that your freedom was not paid for by some veteran, then you are not an American. So Veterans Day should be 24/7, 365. But since today is Veterans Day and this weekend, go out and do something great for a veteran in your family or in your community, in your church, and be proud about it, just like you were standing up and giving your vote on Tuesday the 8th. Make Veterans Day count. Let them know we care. Go just sit down with one of them and let them tell their story about their experiences in the different wars and how they contributed to giving you your freedom, because freedom ain't free. We'll be right back after this message. You're watching Family Finance Friday with DJ the Money Coach. Happy Veterans Day, veterans.
African proverb that says, "Until the lions have their own historians, the history of the hunt will always glorify the hunter." Hi, I'm Dr. James J. Williams, Chief Warrant Officer 5, retired, United States Army. I'm also the founder and CEO of One Man Show Productions. As executive producer, I am proud to announce my debut film, Rising Above the Fray. This film will debut stories of African American men and women who served in the United States Army Warrant Officer Corps. Not only did they serve admirably, but they also achieved the highest rank in the Warrant Officer Corps, and that rank is Chief Warrant Officer 5. Each story is comprised of motivational success strategies and perseverance that contributed to their career progression to this pinnacle rank. Most importantly, these stories are told through their lens. Their lived experiences will evoke a myriad of emotions of the sacrifices made to our country. These group of men and women will also share some of the challenges and barriers faced while serving their nation. You will come away with an understanding about the process of joining this special group of officers, as well as being provided a blueprint of what it truly takes to reach senior level. In the final analysis, I hope you'll come away inspired and confident that you too can achieve your goals using some of these strategies. As the film is currently in production, support to our GoFundMe site would be greatly appreciated. The donation you give will bring this project to life for the airing of this film set for fall of 2022. I leave you with one final quote, which says, "If you don't like someone else's story, write your own." These stories are told through our lens. These stories are American stories. Please share this information with your tribe, your community. Please support this historic project by donating now. Thank you for your support.
All All right, and we're back. We're back.
All right, man, that's powerful stuff. Can you put the contact information back up on the screen for them as well, Nick?
Yep.
Because today is an unselfish day to give our, commemoration, our respect, our honor to all military branches. As I stated before, my father was a Marine, served admirably in the Vietnam War, as well as my uncle. My grandfather served in the Korean War. So, man, we take our hats off and we salute all the veterans across the world that are unselfishly serving us on all fronts, foreign and domestic, and keeping us safe each and every night. So that's what's so important, and having the ability to have the freedom of speech, because freedom is not free, ladies and gentlemen. And you can go back and study and do the research, and you'll find out, unbeknownst to what you believe, there's more military people serving you and protecting you even when you don't even realize it. Again, from the Marines to the Army to the Coast Guard to the Navy to the Delta Force, all these special, military branches are out there protecting us at all times. So if you see a veteran who's, not, doing well, help out that veteran and give a helping hand. Make a donation. Talk to them. Go listen to their story. You'll be surprised how powerful the story. Shout out to the Buffalo Soldiers as well. I have family members. Shout out to my mother's husband, James, also, who's a Buffalo Soldier, and also, was a helicopter pilot in the Vietnam War. So shout out to James for servicing our country as well, man. There's a lot of people out there are unsung heroes, and they need our help right now. And we need to show homage and we need to show respect, because they fought for our freedom and they would do it all over again. And a lot of times when we're out here speaking on these platforms, social media, IG, Discord, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, we don't realize that freedom of speech, which is limited in communist countries.
Yep.
And there's no way we can allow that ill to start to infiltrate the American, fabric. And that's happening right now. People are being canceled because of their freedom of speech. And we can't have that. Because once your freedom of speech is taken away, man, nobody's free. And even though you may not believe in somebody's freedom of speech, you should fight for their right to speak free, because guess what? If you're not fighting for their rights, your rights are going to be taken from you. That's one thing that we missed that for some reason. I don't have to agree with somebody who has a different opinion than me, but I should respect the right, because our freedoms that have been afforded us as Americans, we have the unalienable right these you are born to, they can't take it away from you. So I will fight for another person's right, even though it may be diabolically different from my, perspective, but the fact that they have earned the right to speak their piece, as long as they're not harming anybody, you should have the right, because it is your right and it cannot be taken from you, to speak freely in the American course, in the American, platform. As long as we're not spewing hate or anything like that, you have the right to speak freely.
Mm-hmm.
The First Amendment affords you that. And as being born into America, you cannot have those rights ever taken away from you. But if you start allowing other organizations, especially on these social media platforms or sports leagues, to allow one individual not have the ability to speak their piece, and even when they're not even speaking ill or harm against anybody, your turn is next. You have to understand that. That takes a certain level of maturity to understand if somebody's rights are being taken away and you are actually endorsing the right to have their rights taken away when it comes to speech and assembly, you're next. It's not an if, it's a when they come knocking at your door. So now your thoughts are going to be next. And we can't sit by and allow organizations to force people to go donate their money to organizations when they didn't do anything that was harmful. We can't force people to go get sensitivity training when it's their right to speak their opinion. Now, again, I don't agree with the opinions, but I do agree that you have the right to speak as an American. This is not Russia. This is not China. This is not North Korea. And again, how do we know? Because our military branches, Nick, have given us the affordability to speak freely. And another thing is having the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. One of the reasons why we still have those freedoms and we can speak freely, not only as the military branches, is because we have the right to bear arms. And we have the right to police ourselves. And that's only in this country. The ability to have the right to bear arms allow people not to do most violent things. It'd be a more violent society in America if we didn't have the right to bear arms under our Constitution. And so who comes in and saves us when there's riots and chaos? It's the military branches. Who's protecting us on our borders? The military. Who's protecting us on the peripheral of the oceans? The Coast Guard. Those people out there on watch while you're sleeping at home in the comfort of your home under the safeguard of our military branches. And right now today, you have a chance to show your honor, your respect, and most importantly, your support for those military people who have fallen on tough times. It is a shame and an embarrassment, Nick, that we are not taking care of our veterans.
Yeah.
It's almost like we're going back to the 70s when veterans were coming from Vietnam and nobody wanted to get them a job. Nobody wanted to give them a VA loan, any of that stuff. But they went off and fought a war that had nothing to do with America.
Yeah. You know what? That brings up an important point that we also have to separate, the people who serve to protect us in our opinions about, these particular wars too.
Man, that's straight facts right there. That is straight facts. And you know what? We got to hold these politicians accountable, man. Because these politicians will immediately try to send off our military branches to some other foreign country that got nothing to do with us, and they are not spilling no blood. They're not in harm's way, and they're causing our young adults to put their lives at stake for freedoms of other countries that we don't have a benefit to do with whatsoever. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. But today on Veterans Day, November 11th, don't just go to a sporting event, salute the flag, and do the show or the facade and not really have some skin in the game by investing your time or investing some of your resources to help out these less fortunate veterans, and actually sitting down with a veteran and hear his or her story, to let them tell you about how they actually help provide freedom, which you take for granted as an American today. That's the most important piece. So that's the message we wanted to convey today on Veterans Day, on Family Finance Friday. DJ the Money Coach is go out, let the veterans and your family, your friends, your community, the VA know that we appreciate what you've done for us, and give them a hug, give them a handshake, and most importantly, if they're in need, give them $1, and better yet, give them some of your time, because they are unsung heroes. That's the most important piece. So we want to thank you guys for coming out to the show today on Family Finance Friday. Happy Veterans Day. And instead of saying it, be about it. Give your time, give your dollars, and support them, because they need your support more so than ever, because I've never seen, it's an epidemic right now, ladies and gentlemen, that we have all these veterans underneath underpasses in all the major metropolitan cities starving, suffering. But they went out and fought for your freedom, and you can't even show the decency of supporting them in some shape, size, or form. I would challenge you to take at least an hour a month to go contribute to one of the VA centers, or donate some dollars or some resources. It could be just food or shirts, but do something. That's what I would encourage you to do. In the process of doing that, let us help them through education and financial literacy. And any veteran that's watching this program tonight and you want to become financial literate, and you want to get a consultation and talk about finances with DJ the Money Coach or one of our partners in the 7 Spheres of Money team, all you got to do is reach out, Nick at DJTheMoneyCoach.com, at DJ the Money Coach on IG, and call us 866-395-3042, and we'll be sure to help you guys out, because just like you, we have people who fought for our freedom, my dad, my uncle, my grandfather, and we don't take it lightly, because freedom ain't free. Real talk. If you want to have the ability to speak freely, then you got to be willing to fight for your freedom. So share, like, subscribe, and have a blessed, a safe Veterans Day, and a safe and blessed Veterans Day weekend. And remember, Veterans Day, just like Black History, is 24/7, 365, not just one special isolated day in 1 month for one time a year. And all we got to do, Nick, is make impact one person at a time. So why don't we start with us and donate and contribute to our local veteran administration and give our time in 1 hour a month. That's the least we can do, ladies and gentlemen. So we appreciate you guys. We always want you to have a pom-pom lifestyle, Nick. That's plenty of money, peace of mind. And we want you to come join us on the beaches of the World Club. And tonight's beach is support our veterans. That's the beach. And we also want to remember, hey, be a rhino. That's right. Running head into negative opposition and overcoming it at all times, baby. That's what we do. God bless. We'll see you on the flip side. Have a great day. And I'll see you in our next master class on Wednesday, the 16th. And we'll see you in our next Zanzibar presentation tomorrow. If you're interested in checking out what we can do with you for Zanzibar, come to our class, 11 a.m. Central Time, or Monday, 6:30 Central PM time, and find out how you too can have ownership in the beautiful place called Zanzibar, and you can have a piece of paradise, equity and ownership. God bless. I'll see you next time.
Good night.
But y'all hear this? Everything we do right here at DJ the Money Coach team, we own. So if we only do $1 million We own a whole part of the $1 million. What do I mean? We own the whole system.
On social media. So people are on their phones all the time. And where their attention goes, their energy flows.
Science, technology, entrepreneurship, and access to mentorship. This is the acronym that we live by.
Let's say you have a business and it's doing pretty well, or even if it's just getting started, you can still get business credit with bad credit.
We're going to give you an offer that you can't refuse if you seriously want to be helped. So if you are not an all-star and you're on here and you had a chance to become an all-star and you couldn't do the 3 payments for $7.99, we're going to give it to you for one installment for $999. But you got to get it tonight. If you're an all-star and you already sat down with us and you said you couldn't do the executive because it's $34.99, we're going to give it to you for one installment for $19.99. And we'll let you do 3 installments. And guess what? You know what? The people who are already all-stars, the people who are already executives, they ain't going to be mad because they know that we have to help each other to rise up to the top of the mountaintop.